Okay, everyone, welcome to the midweek market wrap up where we're going to dive into some charts, talk about what's happening in the equity market, FX, crypto, find some names to trade going into the end of the week and into Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone out there. As always, make sure you don't miss an episode. Follow, subscribe wherever you are. Go to statsedgetrading.com, sign up for the email list for free, where I email you this video, some screenshots, and some written thoughts on the market as well. So, without further ado, and as always, we're going to get into Bitcoin here. We had a sell-off in the market, and Bitcoin is continuing to rally, which is very interesting because Bitcoin and the Qs, or the NASDAQ, usually pretty correlated, but that correlation seems to be breaking a little bit here, and we're having this rally in Bitcoin with the Qs selling off. That's very interesting to me. Means maybe if we get a bounce in the Qs going into the week or into the end of the week, we could even see this little breakout. This is what I'm watching here in Bitcoin, obviously, is these prior highs right here. Came all the way back to the anchored VWAP from this major level, bounced off that, and has been rallying higher. Again, full disclosure, I'm in some Bitcoin from here. I added on this breakout, and I may look to add on this breakout as well, continuing to pyramid into a position as long as the trend persists. However, Ethereum, not quite there yet, but this purple line right here is the anchored VWAP from Ethereum's all-time highs. Now, I talked about this a little bit earlier, where when I was buying this breakout right here, I was very interested in this level because we were stuck below that anchored VWAP from that all-time highs. Now we've come back to test it. And you can see on this day right here, we tested it pretty much perfectly, and now it looks like we're bouncing off. So if we get the move in Bitcoin, we'll probably also get that move in Ethereum. So I'm definitely paying attention to these cryptocurrencies over the next few days into the weekend, and sadly, because it never closes, over Christmas as well. So where are my notes here? There we go. We'll pull that up here. Make sure I'm looking at what I want to look at. Shrink that. There we go. Make sure I am going over all the charts for you guys that I wanted to. The dollar index. So this is the DXY, the Dixie. So this is, again, the dollar versus a whole bunch of other currencies. Very interesting, up a little bit, but again, not nearly as much as the market's down. So this is a bit of a decoupling of a lot of correlations we've seen for a long time, which is very interesting as a trader. It's kind of what I want to see going forward. The less things are correlated, the better it is for us. We're kind of trading things based off their own merit. Aussie CAD, again, I'm loving playing this one. I've got a clear level right here. We were long in through here, definitely didn't hold it all this way, sold out a little bit. And now all of these topping tails here at 90 cents, give or take, could be an area to take a short. I'm going to watch to see if we break this low of the candle and take a reversal. However, if we can get and hold above that area, it would mean whoever is selling this area right here is finally gone. Maybe a good breakout continuation on Aussie CAD. Speaking of Aussie currencies, we have this Aussie dollar, and this is an area that I've had highlighted here for a long period of time. You can see it's this high right here, and then this high back here, and this high over here. So I had that. So as we popped up here, full disclosure, I did take a short somewhere in this range, looking to see if we pull back and maybe even continue lower on Aussie yen. However, right, nice little pullback today. I'm certainly not going to let it cost me at this point. Just an interesting move to point out. We also have pound and we have euro, both pulling back a little bit, but still holding this last swing low. So this pound uptrend is going to continue to be an uptrend unless we break this low, and then that might be the end of that trend. So if we see something like that, that would be a break of trend. But until then, we're still in an uptrend and we're pulling back in that uptrend. So I want to try to remain bullish in these currencies the best I can until that changes. Same here with the euro. Nice little push up here. Again, the euro showing relative strength still to the pound. This has been something we've seen for a long time now. Has to come all the way down and break this, in my opinion, in order to reverse that trend. So a lot of room to go there. Now we have gold and we have silver. So if we go gold, not really much happened. Pull back a little bit here. I'm watching this tight zone right here. See if we get a breakout of that. I would definitely play that. Now we have silver, some relative strength out of silver. A big push up today, sold off most of the day, but held up pretty strong. This is something I'm definitely going to keep an eye on here on silver to see if there is some relative strength. That's definitely something I want to play. Now we are going to get into equities here with trade ideas. Again, you can get a nice deal on this software if you go to statstedtrading.com. Pullback here in the market, pretty bearish engulfing day, but nothing I'm super worried about. It's hilarious. I put out a few tweets because stock market crash was trending on Twitter today with down 1.5% and holding above last Wednesday's low. For me, that's a very interesting sentiment indicator because it's kind of showing that people are desperate for the market to collapse so they can get some to buy, right? A lot of people missed this insane rally looking for a pullback. If we get one little downtick and all of a sudden stock market crash is trending on Twitter, might mean that even if we are going to pull back another few days, we may be met with buyers kind of in that range. So again, interesting to note there for sure. Going down the cap scale, we have MDY, which is our mid caps, was down a little bit more, but not doing crazy, still holding this breakout zone that we were talking about earlier. As long as we hold that breakout zone, I'm bullish on this. We have IWM, which is our small caps, same thing, a little bit below, but it's still battling this gap and still holding. If it comes back in to fill this gap, that's normal, right? You gap up, you come back, you fill it, you rally higher. Nothing here is worrying me too much. Now, I think a lot of the leader of this sell-off was FXI. So we have the Chinese ETF. Some news, again, you guys know me, I don't know it and I don't care to know it, but a breakdown of this downtrend, right? So a stock or an index in a downtrend remained lower. Doesn't really shock us. One thing I wanted to look at as well is if we go in here to USO. So USO actually held up a little bit, gapped up early on the morning and then sold off, but held up okay on oil. I've been watching oil and I've actually been long for a few days as we bounced up here. Held that long just because of the relative strength. But if we get a pullback on USO into this area, I may look to enter to see if we are going to continue to remain strong. This could be kind of a rotational type thing. What I'm watching for a lot of these names, and I just want to bring up Roku here as an example, is I'm looking for pullback zones. And one of my favorite scans within Trade Ideas, again, go to statstedtrading.com to check that out, is this anchored VWAP pullback. So it anchors the VWAP automatically for you. It draws the VWAP in automatically for you. And essentially you're looking for pullbacks into these anchored VWAP zones. And then you're watching the stocks to see if they hold. If they hold and start to move higher, that's the trade I want to make on some of these names. If the market is going to pull back a little bit and the market is going to hold and push higher, I'm going to look for stocks that pull back not quite as much and are holding to push higher. That's my idea. Again, we have tomorrow, we have Friday. I'll see what occurs then. Try to get you some ideas on the weekend video going into next week to make sure you don't miss that weekend video. Go to statstedtrading.com, sign up for the email list. I'll email it directly to you. As always, greatly appreciate all of the likes and thumbs up and retweets and all of that stuff. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.